Hi, I'm Sofia. Welcome to Reads by Sophie. This is the corner of the internet where I'm gonna be talking about what I'm reading, I'm posting, reading blogs, reading challenges. I love to say book hauls, but I have a huge TBR to read. But yeah, this is my channel that is gonna be only in English. I read a lot of books in English, of course, as you may notice from my accent. English is not my main language. I'm from Argentina, so I'm full Latina. But I read a lot in English and I consume a lot of content in English, so I say, yeah, why not? I mean, it's the most cringy thing to express yourself in another language, especially on the internet in front of people that you don't know and might probably judge you. But hey, I want to do this for a long time and I say, why not? The only thing stopping me is what other thing, and that should not be the case. For today's video, we are going to be talking of one of my last reads. This is Cover Story by Mhairi McFarlane. This was published this year on 2025. I think it's not even available on the US yet. It was published in May in the UK and I think it's set to be published in October for the US. But yeah, this is the book that we are going to review today. This book falls under the romance category, but I will not say that that's the only element of it. It's more of a literary fiction. The character development has an important role, and of course we have the story that they are covering as one of the elements of this book. So let's start talking a little bit about the author. This is the first book that I read from her. Mhairi McFarlane is a romantic comedy fiction author. She's from Scotland and she's already published 12 books, which is pretty impressive, and a lot of her work has already been translated into other languages, even though I have not seen her work, her books in Spanish yet, so I'm looking forward for that. So how I got this book, I bought this book in the UK, in London. Actually, I think it was on the largest bookstore in Europe, and I was curious about reading one of her books because one of my favorite book content creators, Haley Pham, has been talking a lot about her books in her videos, and when I saw the book on one of the tables at the bookstore, I was like, why not? Starting with her latest one. I checked previously that this was not a sequel or as part of a series, so I can read it standalone, and it was quite an adventure. After that long intro, let's talk about the plot. So in one line, I will describe this book as enemies to lover meets fake dating in the context/world of journalism. We have two main characters, Belle and Connor. Belle is a well-known podcaster and she's working on a paper in Manchester. This is the city where the story is set. And we have Connor, who is a finance bro from London, who is currently transition careers. He is starting to work in journalism. So how do they get to know each other? Well, basically, Belle is working at the paper. Connor is shifting careers to journalism. He is starting from the bottom, so he is the intern on this paper that Belle works. So they start working on the same place. The enemies part is kicking. They can't stand each other, and one thing I really like about this book was the dual POV, so we understand how Belle perceives Connor and Connor perceives Belle, and how the miscommunication that they have and how they express the things that they are thinking, but the other just, I don't know, didn't get it, so they really don't get along at the beginning of the story, and that makes sense because it's two rivals. As it says on the cover, they are on a secret mission. Belle is working undercover to write this story that we learn more about it once we are reading the actual book, but Connor bumps into her and she panics, she fully panics, and she ended up introducing him as her partner, as her boyfriend, because she really needs to protect her real identity, and it will not make sense if they say they are co-workers or even working on a paper, and that's where the fake dating starts. One thing I really want to point out is this book has a few trigger warnings. We have anxiety, mentionings of suicide, depression, and even stalking. So if you don't like to read about these things or it can trigger you, I will definitely not recommend this book to you. But apart from the plot that I just described, I think for me this book is about the importance of self-love. It's really about how as humans we need to forgive our mistakes in order to being able to learn from them. And I really like it. I really like this one. What stood out for me the most about this book, what I would say I like the most, was her writing style. Since English is not my main language, I really struggled with it at the beginning. I don't know, I feel like it took ages for me to read the first chapters and understand fully her descriptions and even the vocabulary. But once my brain really got it, I think that was just the start, and now I unlock, like I can read her books now. That's the feeling that I had. I also like how immersive I was after almost 2 months, at least a month and a half of not being able to finish a book, actually having the time of I really want to read, and I woke up and the first thing that I wanted to do was picking up this book. Those who have been on Reading Slump understand how a pleasure that is. So this is why I like it so much, I think. If I have to point out something that did not work for me, I will say it was the actually becoming lovers. I think it was such a slow burn that at the end, when they become lovers, I wanted more, you know? I wanted to know more, so I think that the end was kind of really fast for me because the slow burn was slow burning, and I would love to have a little bit more than that. And another thing that I had to point out, I did not connect as much with the characters. I don't think my personality much, or even if I have the same struggles that they have. So it was really hard for me to miss the characters. I wouldn't say hard, it's not that I'm trying, but I did not miss the characters at all when I finished the book. So that's one of the main reasons why this was a good read for me, but it's not one of my absolute favorites for the year or even on the category. That said, it did not ruin my experience at all. I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoy being able to finish a book and discover a new author that I like, especially since she have another 11 books that I can read. That's exciting, but definitely not one of my top 5 stars. So who I would recommend this book to? So who would I recommend this book? If you like slow burning, if you like literary fiction, if you like romance, I think that 3 factors, this is just a book for you. Another book not quite similar because it has way more fast pace and a lot of spice in comparison to this one is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. But I think if you like Emily Henry, you probably like her. And even I think there's a quote from Emily Henry on this book. Yeah, one of my all-time favorite writers now. So if she recommends it, I think it's aligned with how she writes. So I would definitely recommend Book Lovers if you have not read it yet, because I know Emily Henry is one of the most popular authors in romance today. Last but not least, rating. So for me, and as I say at the beginning of this video, this is just my opinion. So this is my opinion as a reader. Don't come for me, okay? This is 4 out of 5 stars for me, which on my personal rating, that means I really like it. I recommend it. Really good. That's it for today's video. Let me know if you read it, if you're gonna add this book to your TBR. And I would try to post at least once a week on this channel. I hope I get more comfortable speaking in English in front of the camera, because this video took a time to record. But I'm really happy I'm starting doing this because I think it's quite a long time since I consider to post in English. So yeah, happy reading. See you next time. Bye bye.